What's up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to share with you guys my complete guide in order to get started and stake in the Cosmos ecosystem. This guide will show you how to stake Atom, Tia, Kuji, Osmo, Neutron. It'll show you how to stake every single different Cosmos token, or almost every single one. I'll show you the different UIs, the different dashboards, as well as some of the wallets that you guys can use. I'll show you guys where you can stake. I'll show you guys who you can stake to. I'll show you guys some tools in order to do your due diligence on a particular node. I will show you guys how to maximize your airdrops based on the person you delegate to. I'll show you guys how to participate in governance, as well as going over some of the commonly asked questions, simply like how long is the bonding period, what are the APRs, who should I delegate to, what do the commissions mean. I'll go over all that in this video. It will be your complete guide, so strap in, buckle up. It's going to be a long one. Okay, so first things first is getting a wallet. There are a couple of wallets you can get. These are three of them that I recommend. Me personally, I like to use Kepler because I've used it the longest. But lately I've tried out Leap Wallet, and Leap Wallet is actually pretty sauce. And it's also cool because it shows the airdrops. So I actually have these two wallets downloaded, and I do have the Cosmos Station wallet on my phone, just kind of playing around with the stuff. But the very first one is a Kepler wallet. I'll drop a link in the description below for all of these things so you guys can get set up. Guys, it's a complete guide, so it'll have everything. But you simply just download this. It'll give you your private keys, all that jazz. Make sure you write those down and save those, and make sure they work before you load up any funds. I've seen this happen a lot where, not a lot, but I've seen this happen, and it's actually happened to me before. I've gotten the private keys and I upload them on a new device, and I'm like, what the snap? It's not working. Because somehow, some way, my dyslexia and ADHD kicked in and I wrote it down wrong. And when you do something like that, well, you're roasted. Good news is I still had the old device, so I was able to simply just send the funds from another wallet to a new wallet, and well, no harm, no foul. I still have it, and I made sure the keys worked. So the first one is Kepler. The other wallet you can use is Leap Wallet. Both of these have inbuilt UIs directly on desktop. I really like the desktop UIs, but if you're a cell phone dude, these are some pretty good cell phone apps. Cosmos Station has a really, really good cell phone app as well. Snap! I forgot to do that thing. Guys, if you guys are new to Drake on Digital, that's okay. I talk all things crypto, DeFi, altcoins, you name it. If that's your cup of tea, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and check out some of the previous videos. Let's get back to the video. Cosmos Station is the third wallet that you can get. You can choose between these, but me personally, I like to use Kepler and lately Leap Wallet just for checking airdrops. But I'm a desktop user, so if you are a cell phone user, Cosmos Station is probably going to be your best one. I've tested it on different devices and phones. I like the Cosmos Station one the best for phones. Okay, so we got our wallets. We got them uploaded, but now we need some cash in them. There are a couple of ways you can do this. The very first one is simply just buying Atom. You can buy Osmo. You can buy a couple of these different tokens. They have a lot of liquidity on different exchanges. Like Cosmos and the Atom token, you can even get that on Coinbase. So you can also get some TIA on Coinbase as well. But buying that on the exchange and then sending it to your wallet is one way. If you're a DeFi person and you don't like to touch that stuff, TFM is a pretty cool dApp you guys can use, but this is basically a cross-chain, multi-chain type of thing. But you can just connect your wallets and you can actually make a multi-chain swap. So you can go from MetaMask straight to Cosmos, and then you can use the built-in IBC bridge right here. Preferably if you're just trying to simply just swap between different Cosmos tokens, you can actually do this on their IBC swap, but if you don't have any access to IBC. IBC means Cosmos, just so you know. If you don't have any of these Cosmos tokens, then this probably is not going to be your best method. Your best method is going to get it from an exchange or go the other route, which is using a cross-chain DEX. So one cross-chain DEX that works really well, this even aggregates through exchanges, is Rocket Exchange. Simply all you would do is select the chain that you're swapping from. So this could be Bitcoin, ETH, Polygon, BNB, Base, Optimism, Arbitrum, Solana, and of course Cosmos, because you're going to be able to bridge on chain. Cosmos is basically your gateway. You can also switch over to Thorchain, Kajura, Akash. You have a bunch of different IBC networks that you can get on, but your goal is basically to get a bulk of your funds onto IBC. In my opinion, the best route with the most liquidity is going to be going from something like Ethereum, or possibly even an Arbitrum if you wanted to. But we'll just either call it Ethereum or Optimism. Let's just show you Optimism, for example, and let's just do 1,000 Tether or stablecoins, whatever you want to call it, and straight to Cosmos. So this is going to swap some USDT directly from Optimism onto our Cosmos wallet, because you just connect your wallet that you just downloaded. So for this, in this example, it would be my Kepler wallet. So here's an example of swapping some Tether into the Cosmos token. Cosmos is going to be the main one that you're going to get most of the liquidity from, but you can see here on swapping from Optimism. You can do Optimism, you can do ETH, you can do any of them that you want. Well, not any of them, but stick with some of the ones that have a bulk of liquidity. This is going to be like Ethereum, Optimism, Base Chain. You can try BNB if you want. It does have a good amount of liquidity, and even something like Polygon. But you would choose that chain and then you would bridge to Cosmos. It is going to ask for your Cosmos address. So if you go into your Kepler wallet, this is my Kepler wallet. Do not send funds to this address, but you'll be able to copy this address here. So you click copy address, it'll give you all your different addresses. So this is my Cosmos Hub address, and I would hit copy. And then I would go here and I would say boom, bada bing, paste, and we're going to save. So it'll be able to send funds to my Cosmos wallet. The Atom will show up. Now I have my Cosmos tokens over there. So now you're probably asking yourself, okay, Drake, well, now I got some Atom tokens in my wallet. How the pants do I get some TIA? How do I get some Osmo? How do I get all this sauce? You can use a website called TFM if you want to use this. This has all the different IBC networks. But for me personally, I like to use Osmosis the best. They didn't have this around back in the day. This actually came out pretty recently. But you can basically either choose to trade on here or you can trade on Osmosis. I'll show you guys Osmosis first because this is the one that I'm most familiar with and that I use. But let's take, for example, the Atom that we just got. We would hit deposit. It's going to pull up the amount of Cosmos that we have in our wallet. So let's say I had 10 or 20. All I would do is hit 10 because I have 10 in my wallet. Obviously, you want to save some gas on your Cosmos wallet. And then I would hit deposit. It's really important that you don't spend all of your gas so you don't have to bridge across and do all that IBC junk again. One thing and one tip that really saved me like a bunch of time is taking some of that Atom that you got, set up a new wallet, and send one Cosmos token over there. Just one Atom. That way, when you accidentally spend all of your gas, you have another wallet to get a faucet or have a faucet to get some gas. It really helps. Just that's like a quick tip that you guys can use. So you bridge, deposit, and then your assets will show up. It'll show up something like this under the asset page. If it doesn't show up immediately, hit refresh. It'll show up. And obviously after the bridge clears. Okay, so once we're on Osmosis, we got our funds deposited. Now we want to go ahead and get some Osmo token or whatever we want to get. Now some of you are thinking are like, okay, well, Osmosis uses Osmo's gas. Well, no, actually not necessarily. Check this out. So let's say, for example, I wanted to get some Osmo tokens. I'm going to go ahead and say I want to swap some ST Atom. This is just some random Atom I had in my wallet. And I'm going to say, all right, I'm going to go ahead and swap for this Osmo. Now let's just pretend I have no Osmo in my wallet. Watch what I do. You see this little transaction fee thing? Click it. Once you click it, you can customize your gas. I don't recommend customizing it. Unless you're super cheap, just go to low. Yeah, that's me. I do that sometimes. And a lot of times it fails and I get front run. See this section where it says fee token? Click that. Once you click that, you can choose any of these fee tokens that you want. So if you remember, we deposited some Atom onto Osmosis. You can now use Atom as your gas fee. So you can say, all right, I'm going to be like, bruh, I'm going to use some Atom. This is ion right here. And then I would hit close. It's now going to use the transaction fee in some ion. So when I make this transaction, it's going to pay for it in Osmo. And now I get some Osmo tokens in my wallet. Now, if you're just like, bruh, I don't want to do transaction fee. I don't want to do all that jazz, all that garbage, whatever. That's okay. You can use TFM. I'll drop a link in the description below for this as well. And you would select Atom, which is Cosmos. Well, Cosmos, not Atom. You would go to Cosmos Hub, do Atom, and then you would do, select the swap of what you want to swap to. So for this example, it would be Osmosis, so we can get some liquidity over there, and we would do the Osmo token. Actually, we can pick whatever we want. In this case, it would be Osmos. So save and close. So we're basically swapping one Cosmos token to Osmosis, and now we're just going to get some juice in our wallet. This juice is Osmo. Now, of course, I have an insufficient Atom balance, so let's just do 0.2 to show you what this looks like. But it'll ask for the swap, and we can pay for it. So I will hit confirm. And of course, I'm swapping this via Kepler. So it's going to ask for, okay, hey, look, is this okay? Do you want to pay this transaction fee? No, I'm not going to go through it because I'd rather not make the swap. But you can see here, you can also customize the token. It only shows Atom here because I only have Atom on Cosmos in my wallet. There's nothing else over there. But that's how you can make that swap using TFM. So now once we get our Osmo for gas or swap into whatever tokens that you want, all you do is you simply go under this assets page, and then you can scroll down and see what you want to withdraw. So say, for example, you have some ST Atom that you want to withdraw, some STK Atom. These are just different things I have just randomly in this wallet. You can hit withdraw. This will automatically select the network to withdraw through. So this is going to go to my DVPN address if I was withdrawing. Now, if I withdraw some Cosmos, this will withdraw to my Cosmos address. If I withdraw some TIA, this will go to my Celestia address. You can also customize this as well. You can say, I want to switch the wallet, or I can edit the address. If you want to edit the address, just type it in manually. Make sure it's the proper address. So via the Osmosis UI, you can simply just make different trades of the different tokens that you want, and you can withdraw out of it via the assets page. This is this section over here. That is how you use Osmosis. You can literally swap into just about all of the different IBC tokens. There's a lot of tokens. And there are some other decentralized UIs, like you can use Frontier. But, for the most part, you're going to get all of this here on the Osmosis UI. Like, you got Secret, you got Shade, you got Stars, you got Gravity Bridge, you got all kinds of stuff. So you swap into your tokens, go to your assets page, and withdraw and get out of there. You can check to make sure the liquidity is there or deep. So how you would do this, you go under the pools page, and then you would say, hey, I want to look for liquidity for Akash. So as you can see here, there's about $1 million in liquidity on Osmosis. So if I was going to swap into some Akash, these are the different pools that I can go through. Osmo, Akash, or AKT is going to be the deepest pair. Again, that's how you use Osmo or Osmosis. Another one that you can use is TFM. You'd simply just swap into the particular tokens that you want. So it can be like one Cosmos into Osmo, or any of them based on the chain. You just select the particular chain, and you can select the chain that you want it to go on. You can also make your IBC transfers directly in here. So if you have some random tokens on your Akash network, so let's say, I have like USDC on Akash, I can go ahead and withdraw that and move that over to Cosmos. So I can select and say, hey, I want to move that to Cosmos Hub. That's entirely up to you, but that's simply just the TFM lab. Okay, guys, now we got our wallets, we got our tokens, and now we want to stake. There are a couple of different UIs you are going to need for this, and depending on how deep you get into the trenches of like the particular tokens that you're trying to stake, you are going to need to use different UIs. The first one we are going to start with is going to be Kepler. This is going to be for most of your commonplace tokens. This is like your Cosmos, your TIA, your Osmo, your Stargaze, your Stride, your Kava. You can actually explore the different chains here by simply clicking on chains, and it will give you all of the chains through the Kepler UI that it supports. Kepler does not support all of the different chains, so you are going to need to use different wallets based on the tokens that you're trying to stake. But make sure you check the UI to see if it's got it, and you can also get a brief explanation of each. So these are the different chains that it supports. We're going to show you an example with TIA and how to stake and delegate here. I just randomly staked on Stake With Us. You can choose anyone that you want. In fact, some of them actually do some airdrops. For example, I've heard Nocturnal Labs may potentially be doing an airdrop for something. Stakecedo, this guy is a YouTuber for the Cosmos ecosystem. Make sure you see who these different validators are and who you're delegating to, and make sure they have uptime so you don't get slashed. Don't worry, we'll get into that later. But this is kind of the quick UI. In order to stake, let's say, for example, all of these, actually here, my available balance is 0.45. When you first send tokens, like if we did withdrawing from Osmosis, our tokens are now liquid on TIA. We want to go ahead and stake some of these. All we would simply do is select who we stake with or want to stake with and click their little section, and it'll pull up a pop-up. But before we get into that, here are a couple things you want to make sure if you want to maximize your airdrops. The first thing is stay away from things like Polychain or Coinbase Cloud. Stay away from centralized exchanges and VC investors. Stay away from those guys. Look for community validators and particular projects supporting the Cosmos ecosystem. One of them, for example, is Cosmos Station. Another one is Imperator.co. You got Polkachu. This is basically like a meme coin. These guys are kind of cool. You got something like ZK Validator. You got Nocturnal Labs. You got Stake With Us. You got a couple of ones that, well, this one says 0% fee. Actually, the minimum commission is 5%. But you also have a couple of different ones that potentially may be doing a stake drop. You need to search Twitter and see who is providing that quote-unquote stake drop. I share different validators that I use in Discord, so if you guys are in that, you have access to all that information there. But I thought I needed to make this guide for everyone so you guys can see what's going on. But make sure you choose your validator accordingly. If you want to see their uptime and how they are, you guys can use mintscan.io and go on the particular chain. This is for Cosmos. Let's go ahead and select TIA, since that is the one that we are exploring. TIA. That clip got roasted. Let's do that again. So a couple of things I went over while I was just, not even recording. You can see here that you have a section that says 100% uptime. This is under the Celestia one for course one that we just selected. 100% uptime is a good thing. Anything less, I'm not looking for. The main reason for that is because, like, if there's downtime, there's risk of slashing depending on the chain, and you also don't get validator rewards. The next thing you want to look into, so 100% uptime is good. Like anything less, forget it. Voting power, 6.37%. This is not good. Stay away from something like this. Look for less than 1%. We want to decentralize the network. That is super important. Basically, this is well into the top 20 validators, so we want to stay away from something like this. Also, this is good. 0 out of 500, that's really good. Never misses a blocks. That's what you want. The expected APR, this is a little bit lower than the total APR in TIA, which is a little over 16%, is because this 8% commission that they have. The commission is not taken out of your stake. This is not a deposit fee. This is basically what you are paying off of your rewards in order, or to the servicer of that particular node, which is understandable. So for example, this is course one. I can visit their website and see what's up and see who they are. 8% is definitely reasonable. Now something like 20, 30, 40%, I don't think so. But hey, that's their business. That's what they do. And also, you want to stay away from 0%. First, how is that sustainable? Because obviously it costs money to run these things. And second, you may miss out on some of the airdrops. There's a sweet spot that you want to hit, and that's between like 5 to 10%. And you want to look for obviously 100% uptime and want to look for like 1%. No more than 2% voting power. I wouldn't even recommend doing that. I would say 1% or less are going to be the ones you want to delegate to. We got the person we want to delegate to, and now it's time to delegate. So I'm just we'll do Stake Cito because he's cool. He's a YouTuber. So we'll go ahead and say, all right, I want to go ahead and stake. And okay, yeah, this one is a 21-day bonding period. What this means is if you stake here, it's locked for 21 days. You unstake, you got to wait 21 days. It's not an instant like, I'm out, this is cool. No, it's 21 days. You're roasted, you got to wait, nothing. So keep that in mind when you are delegating. Now, if you accidentally delegate to the wrong person, that's okay. You can actually redelegate once every 21 days. So don't be like, I got to restake and then stake to the other guy and wait for 21 days. No, you don't have to do that. And no, you don't have to miss out on airdrops. You can simply just redelegate. But let's say we're going to go ahead and stake to Stake Cito. We'd select the amount and then we would click stake. So 0.1, for example, and then I would hit stake. This would pop up. I would pay the transaction fee and boom, my tokens are staked. I canceled it because I'm already staked. And that's it. Your tokens are staked. Good job. Now, let me show you the example of I want to redelegate to someone. You can either click the redelegate button here and do that, or you simply just click on who you want to redelegate to. So let's say, for example, Validator. I'm going to go ahead and click redelegate and stake with us pops up. I would hit next and I would do maximum amount. So it'll allow me to redelegate all these tokens. And now I'm delegating to this new dude. Remember, when you redelegate though, you can't redelegate to another person for another 21 days. So don't be that guy who's like, oh, I want to rotate and cycle through. Nah, bruh. Once you redelegate once, you got to wait 21 days. So don't be that dude. So in summary, let's recap this. Stake with someone outside of the top 20. You can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just stay out of those guys. Second is look for people that are a part of the community ecosystem, potentially even doing a stake drop. If you stake to them, you earn some tokens, and stay away from like centralized exchanges and all that jazz. If you do that, if you go to a centralized exchange, you may be missing out on some airdrops. So if you like to miss out on airdrops, by all means, do what you need to do. Puffy the Mic is getting roasted. Let's fix him. Now that we went over the staking, now we need to go over some important points. This has to do with governance. Guys, vote on this. Now, TIA doesn't have governance right now, but it will. It's just not on the Kepler UI either. But let's take, for example, some Cosmos. Go under governance right here. When you click on governance, it will pull up all of the deets that you need to know. These, you need to vote on these different proposals. Simply when it comes up, there's none in this wallet, you'll be able to vote on it. This button will say vote, and then you click yes, no, abstain, or whatever. Just depending on the options that it has. Make sure you read these and understand what it is. Like some of them are like, yeah, we're just going to rug all the funds and use them for whatever. Don't support dumb stuff like that. Make sure you actually read these proposals and know what you're voting on. If you don't know what you're voting on, simply at least just do abstain or no. One of them, for example, this is actually going on right now, is voting on sale. This expires in 2 days. But when you vote on sale, you actually get a airdrop for this. So this is why it's important to vote on governance. This actually, I don't know, gave like $50,000 extra just for simply voting on different proposals. Yes, voting on these different proposals actually gives you like a 5-figure difference in airdrops. It's pretty crazy. But you would vote on these different proposals. So Osmosis, this is on sale down. Make sure you read it, see what's going on. But you can see here, 40% airdrop to voters. Well, based on voting data from 702. So if you voted on proposal 702, you're solid. You're good. You got an airdrop. If you're on Twitter, you saw that. I shared that. If you're in Discord, of course, same thing there. I shared that over there. So make sure you guys are getting these different airdrops. Some of them are lucrative. Some of them are just like coffee money. But overall, just don't miss them. It's free money. So far we went over the risks, we went over slashing, we went over missing airdrops for not voting on governance or not doing like a particular stake drop depending on who you vote to or delegate to, or if you're simply delegating to different exchanges. Don't do that. You're going to get roasted on airdrops. We also showed you these staking periods, for example, on Cosmos. Let me show you the staking period on Osmo, for example. This one actually is only 21 or 14 days. So if you are staking on Cosmos, it is actually only a 14-day period. So I'll show you guys Cosmos Station, for example. You can see unbonding period is 14 days. We also went over the commission breakdowns so you guys can understand that. Now the next thing to go over is the other UIs. Because again, Kepler does not include all of the different Cosmos ecosystem tokens. Another one that you can take a look into is going to be the Leap dashboard. This is on Leap, for example. This one supports a different set of tokens. Well, actually, it actually supports a lot of the different ones that Kepler supports, but this one will support a couple of different tokens. So depending on the different tokens that you hold in your wallet, it will automatically pull up for you. You can also filter by a particular chain by going to the chains over here. But let's take, for example, star name. So we'll click on star name and then it'll show us, okay, well, we got no tokens, so we need to get some tokens. You can do the swap directly on the Leap dashboard. That's why I was saying it's pretty sauce what Leap offers, but you can swap directly from Cosmos to Osmosis. You can choose what you want to swap to, but it's a really neat UI and a neat feature that I really like about Leap. Also, one other thing I like about Leap is this. Watch when I click on this extension. It actually populates and pulls up, and actually you can't even see it here. But sometimes if there is a potential airdrop, here it is. So under Cosmos, it's like, okay, well, you might potentially be eligible for a airdrop. It gives you a link and gives you, it doesn't alert you like ring your phone, but it gives you alert like, hey, look, you might be eligible for a potential airdrop. You can click on it. It takes you to a link. Obviously, this isn't going to cover all of the airdrops. It's mainly going to cover some of the more commonplace ones. So you need to get involved with the communities as well as following a couple people in the Cosmos ecosystem that stay in tuned and keep their ear on the ground for the different airdrops that are happening. I cover all kinds of different airdrops in the Discord. So if you guys are in the Discord, you guys will not be missing on airdrops. Airdrops is something that I really like to follow because it's a lot of money. I mean, it's basically free money and no reason to miss it. So Leap is a really cool dashboard where you can check all this out, but it also has a inbuilt governance and you can simply go to all of the chains so you can kind of do everything all in one. So if you wanted to manage a particular portfolio on a particular wallet, you can actually check and see what's going on it. It'll actually give you the breakdown of the different tokens that you have in your wallet, and it'll show you what you are currently staking, as well as your claimable balances and the different tokens that you are liquid staking. Think of it like your D-Bank and your Kepler all built in one. Let me show you guys how to stake on Leap. See this little section down here that says stake? This is where you stake. You choose what you want to stake, so you can do some TIA, Evmos, Stride, whatever you want to stake, and you'd select, all right, let's go ahead and stake this. Select the validator and scroll through. This one doesn't have a really good UI that I like or similar to what Kepler provides, but still it gives you a list of the different validators that you can delegate to, and you would simply select them and you would stake. It's the same process and choose how much you would want to delegate to. Now, once you have staked, you can actually see what it looks like. So I'm going to show you TIA, for example, and it shows that I'm delegated to stake with us. Here's my rewards, whatever. If I wanted to redelegate, all I would do is select, hey, look, this is who I want to redelegate to, and then I would select the different validator. Also, one really cool feature, if you want to do this, you can actually set up the auto compounding feature. So it'll automatically recompound your rewards. Me personally, I prefer not to do this, even though it will save on gas, especially if you're dealing with smaller balances. You can do this. I actually check this like once a week. That way I can vote on the different governance proposals so I can claim my rewards at that given time. And it also keeps some liquidity open just in case I need the extra liquidity at a particular time. So that is the Leap dashboard. Again, it's self-explanatory, similar to Kepler. Same thing, it's all for the IBC chains. Depending on the delegating period for that particular chain, you just need to make sure that is the chain that you want to stake on and you're okay with that particular bonding period, and make sure you're voting on different proposals. Now, there is a particular Cosmos token. For example, this is Neutron. Neutron does not have a staking dashboard like it does on Kepler or on Cosmos Station or even on Leap Wallet. And the reason for this is that Neutron is the first chain that is actually shared security with the Cosmos ecosystem. So if you want to participate in governance with something like this, yes, it'll probably give airdrops. You want to go to the Neutron vault and you would say, all right, I'm going to go ahead and deposit some tokens into here so I can go ahead and vote. This will allow you to put into the vault to put your Neutron tokens to get voting power. Once you have some voting power, you won't be able to vote on the proposals that are already in progress. You got to wait till the next ones come up. It goes based on that snapshot. So if you deposit and you're like, why can't I vote? Why can't I vote? Well, it's because you got to wait. You got to wait till the next snapshot goes. So you can't vote on these if you delegate today. You got to wait till the next one comes up, and it goes based on the snapshot. So let's say, for example, I had some voting power. I can go ahead and vote on this. I would basically say yeah to the proposal or no or abstain, depending on what it says. This is validator incentivization, but there would be something that you would look into. First thing you can see here, airdrop in some Cosmos Hub validators. That's pretty cool. But yeah, basically if you're a validator on the Cosmos Hub and you're supporting one of the Neutron nodes or running one, you're actually gonna get an airdrop of some Neutron. Why not? That's kind of cool. But yeah, you can basically look into that and see what's going on. And sometimes the proposals have some pretty good alpha. So simply going into the proposals, you can actually see what's going on a particular chain. All right, guys, so we're almost to the finish line. The next dashboard I want to show you is for say.io. Say is a Cosmos token. If you want to stake here, this one you can stake directly on the say.io. Once you go here, you can actually connect your wallet. You are going to need a different wallet for this. Unless you're using like Kepler, you can actually access your Say on your Kepler. But I would use a different wallet like Compass. Compass is basically the main wallet for Say. I'll drop a link in the description below to get to that. But in order for you to get that, all you got to do is just go to say.io and it'll give you all the stuff. You just go to the ecosystem and go to Compass. It's right here. I'll just drop a link to the website in the description below so you guys can just access here on the ecosystem, and you would hit Compass Wallet and it would allow you to download it. It'll go to Twitter and then you can get all the links for the extension there. So that is simply what Say. Same junk, different day. You delegate to the particular validator, and once you are delegating and earning some rewards, whatever, you can claim your rewards here, and that's really about it. Now keep in mind there is also a bonding period as well, so make sure you DYOR and look into all of that. But that's how you do Say. Again, all these Cosmos tokens, they are basically the exact same thing, just with few differences. Like it would be the bonding time, the unbonding time, or the different commission rates or the APRs for a particular node. So make sure you look into that and see who you want to delegate to. Now another UI, this one is mainly for some of those one-off tokens. You can go into the project Telegrams or Discord to figure out who they use the most. An example is Hua Hua or Chihuahua, and the Hua Hua token, they use OmniFlix. So OmniFlix is the dashboard where you're going to stake your tokens, undelegate, redelegate, vote on different proposals. Yes, sometimes you get airdrops with the different ones that you vote on. But Chihuahua is a meme coin, and it ended up being airdropped to people. But yeah, this is just another UI. Again, same junk, different day. Now, if you thought we were done, you were wrong. There's another UI, Kajura, for example. Kajura isn't on the Kepler dashboard. It may be on, oh, yep, it is on Leap. So you can actually use Kajura on Leap. So I slashed that. Actually, if you wanted to use Kajura, you can use Kajura here, or you can use it on blue.kajura.network. You can delegate or stake your Kuji here, and you can earn some of the rewards. Again, it's a similar process for governance and whatnot. So make sure you look into the proposals and what you're delegating, and make sure you DYOR on who you're delegating to. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. If you guys checked out the previous videos I made on some of the airdrop guides, I really think the Cosmos ecosystem is one of the go-to places. So make sure you guys are staking some tokens. Not financial advice. I do believe there will be a lot of airdrops. In particular, if you don't have the extra capital, I would say at least have some Atom, some TIA, and some Osmo staked. Those are the main breadwinners I think are going to be the best ones to stake. Yes, there are several other ones. You can look at ones like Kuji. You can look at ones like Secret, Stars, several other ones, especially if you have the extra capital. And if you are in the Discord, I go over all those different chains that I have my eye on that I think will do extremely well. So if that is your cup of tea and you are actually serious about getting an edge in crypto, you guys can join the Discord. The link is in the description below. But I hope you guys enjoyed that complete guide in order to get started with the Cosmos ecosystem. And if you guys did, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, tell me what you guys think of the video, and let's go ahead and hit you guys with a wisdom one-liner. We're in Proverbs chapter 17. Let's go with verses 6. Children's children are a crown to the age, and parents are the pride of their children. Well, I'm not a grandparent yet, but I think there's a lot of truth to that statement. Be good, be righteous. Peace.